Hi, my name is Michelle, and I just wanted to share about this love spell that I did. And I know it sounds totally sketch, but I assure you it worked. I had been dating my boyfriend for 3 years, just a little bit over that, and a couple of months ago, out of the blue, he just broke it off with me. And I had no idea this was coming. I mean, we had been talking like marriage and children one day, and we were very, very serious. And so him breaking it off out of the blue was a total shock to me. And then, I don't know, to throw it in my face, like 3 weeks later, he starts dating this pretty little blonde chick. And I was like, what? How can you rebound that quickly? I was pissed, to say the least. And so I was like, hands off, I don't want anything to do with him, he can go to hell. And so the next week, I decided to go out, have a weekend with the girls, and just totally enjoy myself and being single. Which, I'll be honest with you, when we went out, I wasn't convinced that this was what I wanted. But they were like, oh, you have to get over him, blah, blah, blah. Which I knew was true, so I went with it. And we go out to this really cool club. And I walk in and I go up to the bar, and who should be sitting a few seats down but my boyfriend and his little blonde whore. And I was so furious. As soon as we made eye contact, I don't know, it was just like a fire burned up inside me. So I walked over to him, and I had a few words with him, to say the least, and he just, oh my god, he was such a smug asshole while he was talking, and his little blonde girl just sitting there the whole time smiling like, oh, who are you? And so I was so pissed, and so I stormed out of that club, and I started doing some research online about why guys would just break up with their girlfriends out of the blue when they were like really serious. And I read that this could happen if some chick puts him under a love potion, a love spell, and I was like, what? That doesn't exist. But I did more research on it, and there were like tons of stories of people who admitted to doing these spells and it working. And so I was like, okay, maybe there's some truth to this, but I don't know. And so I decided to give it a try, and just to see if it happens, because you know, it's not like they're that expensive. It was really, really easy. You just play the audio and then have these mental images in your head, because it's all very mental, psychological thing. And so I did the love spell, went to bed, and the next morning, I kid you not, there's a knock on my door, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up at like noon, so I was like, who is at my house this early? And it's my ex-boyfriend, and he is standing on my front porch, bawling his eyes out, and it was one of the few times I'd ever seen him cry, and he was apologizing so much for being such a douchebag, and saying how much he missed me, and how awesome I was, and all of these fantastic things. And I thought it was like some kind of trick or joke because of what a jerk he had been the night before. Totally legit. It's been 2 months since then, and we are just like nothing ever happened. Like that weird month break, it didn't exist. And so it has been absolutely insane. And I'm so happy to have him back now. And I've just been so thrilled with the results of this. And I can testify now that these love spells do actually work. And I don't know about love potions, but I assume it's like the same thing. And it's crazy how these things work.